Hi folks, I hope you're well. I believe you can see me, but I'm just checking because sometimes it disappears off the screen, so hold on for a minute. Yeah, I think you can see me. Right, so I've just had a day's teaching and I want to wrap up before I head home, and I thought I'd do this with you because it's such a sensitive subject, I think, for people, money, particularly in the United Kingdom. And I started a process this morning of talking to you about things to do with looking at money now, money in the future. And also, over the years I've done this, and those of you that have been to any of the events that I've done on personal development, you'll know we used to do a whole section on this, is you might have aspirations to do more with your finances, but your belief system is wired differently. In other words, even though you have an intention to do something, for some reason you keep hitting a wall, you keep repeating the same pattern, you keep hitting a block, or you get into arguments, or your relationship with money and what you attract and how you attract it and how you keep it and how you lose it and how whatever seems to keep going again and again and again and again and again. And that is fundamentally due to your own wired template. T. Harv Eker calls it a blueprint. I've always called it a template because of my background in engineering. It really doesn't matter what you call it. The reality is, inside these 6 inches between here and here, you will definitely have a set of rules and beliefs and values associated with money. Now, there are a couple of quick wins to get you to understand this. If you're a parent watching this, or you've got friends who are a parent, to kids, please encourage them to watch this or pass this on to them, because how you behave, how you react, particularly I'm particularly choosing this time to talk about it because I think money, or lack of it, or fear of losing jobs, or fear of income being reduced, or whatever, customers dropping off the cliff, is growing at the moment, and nobody quite knows where we're going with it. We haven't got a crystal ball, but there's a lot of concern about it. So I'm not trying to be scaremongering here. I just want to be frank and be straight with you. The fact is that if your mindset is not set for this next new course that we're going on, and your children witness that, you are going to leave an indelible mark on their minds. And if you don't believe it, come and spend 3 days with me on a Turning Point event, which, by the way, we don't run anymore, but if we were still running them, and I mean we haven't run one for nearly 3.5 years now, but when I used to run that, it was a huge subject. When we got to money, it was like people, oh my God, I saw my parents do this. And whatever you learn in this first 5-6 years on this earth, 7-8 years, certainly up to 10 years of age, your children become like sponges. They model your behavior. They model your relationship with money. They model your language. Your beliefs become their beliefs. And so if you've got fear, if you've got anger, if you've got frustration, if you've lost money, or you don't want to talk about it, or you argue about it, or whatever it is, you will literally leave that as an imprint in your children's minds. And my question is, do you want to do that? And if you don't have kids, you were a child at one point, your parents would have made a massive difference to your belief system. They would have basically built your initial belief system around money. So one of the quick wins for you is to look at 3 things. So let me try and put this up for you so you can see it. There you go. That's not that one. It's that one. No, it's not that one. Oh, don't you love this? Here we go. Right. I've got all these different ones there. Isn't it great? I can bring them up over the screen. So 3 things, 3 important questions to ask yourself. Now, funnily enough, I was having a look through here because it's been a while since I've actually read my own book, and I was looking to see some examples, and actually, funnily enough, I've picked 3 that were in here as well. So it's my working copy, but if you've got a copy of the book, you can do this now actually. It's page 213, 212, 214 in the Turning Point. Whole section on beliefs around money. So I kind of reverted back to that just to see if there's anything I can extract for you. If you've got the book, please go ahead and just read those pages. This is me reinforcing it live in front of the camera. What did you see? So what did you observe when you were growing up about money? In other words, did you see your uncles, your aunties? Did you see relatives? Did you see whoever was your guardian, or your parents, if both your parents were alive and together? Or did they split up? Did you have a divorce? Did you see arguments about money? Was money a conversation that happened a lot? Did you find yourself noticing them having disputes about it, or was there abundance? Was there a good mindset, a healthy relationship? Was it lack or abundance? Did they talk about opportunities that they were pursuing? Were they passionate? Did they come home dredged and tired and knackered from work? And again, I don't know, so you can give me some feedback on this, because if if you're watching. I need to find out how to watch this when I'm using this system. But the key thing is, whatever you saw would have left an imprint in your brain. And because you're so young, and we're all pliable, but the younger you are, you're like a blank canvas. So if you saw them happy and jolly and positive, engaged, and creating ideas, developing businesses, going off and making money, and sometimes having some challenges, but talking about it in a positive way, then you most likely have a very healthy relationship with money. But if you heard arguments and fallout and, oh my gosh, we tried this business, it failed, etc. I meet people that come to me and go, I ain't going to business because I saw my parents fail and there's no fucking way I'm doing that. Now, you are not your parents. You're not a sum of your parents or the observation of your parents in the past or whoever it was around you. So that's the first thing. You're going to have to think about redefining your beliefs, and that's another process we need to go to completely differently. So I've got to clean my glasses. All right. Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. Okay. Think about the positive side to this. What did you hear? Money doesn't grow on trees. Anyone heard of that one? Money doesn't grow on trees. That only rich people can afford those things. Money is the root of all evil. It's a classic missed quote. It's a wrong programming. It's actually a biblical quote, which is, I think, the love of money is the root of all evil, meaning the obsession for money. So my question to you is, what did you hear? Did your parents say, look, leave the room, we're discussing this. This has nothing to do with you, or you can't afford that. There's no way we can go and do that. What do you think? We're made of money? If you hear constantly that, it becomes your belief system. So then when you go out and you get older, it's like, oh, I'd like to have that, but I can't afford that. It's like, money doesn't grow on trees. And it's a default belief that we retire to, we revert back to. So what you see and what you hear literally transforms who you are. And ultimately then there's the whole thing, which is number 3, what did you experience? So on top of what you saw, did you then experience something that kind of knocked you out? Did you have a bad experience where you tried something and you lost money? Did you have an experience where you tried something with your parents and then you lost money? Or you went into a joint venture partnership with somebody, a business, and then it didn't work and your father or your mother came along and said, we told you about that, blah, blah. So what have you experienced? Have you experienced great things and you've seen good opportunities work for you? I've got a great friend of mine, I won't say his name because he might not like me to share it, but he's an amazing trader. Big shout out to him, by the way. If he's watching this, he'll know who he is. He lost like 75k when he started to trade the markets. Lost the whole fucking lot. Lost the whole lot. And yet he came back and he chose to learn to do it properly, and he now teaches trading and is a very successful trader. He's got his own fund. Amazing guy. Love him to death. So everybody has things that happen to them, but it's how you reacted to it. So what was your experience of that thing with money, and how did it shape your beliefs? Because what you're going to have to do over the coming weeks and months is you may need to redefine your beliefs around money and what COVID and the recession means to you. Because if you've learned in the past that it's a bad thing to be in a recession and there's no opportunity, buckle down, shrink and save and just don't spend, that's very different to somebody like Richard Branson, who talks about expanding out of a recession and finding a way to grow through it instead of shrinking down and trying to hold on to what you've got. Two very different things. I don't know if this is making any sense at all, and if it is, give me a thumbs up, give me a wave, give me a shout, send it to somebody. But my objective here is to make you realize that you are simply a sum of your beliefs that have existed from the past. But if we draw a line today at, I'll give you a time on this as I'm recording this. It is 1800 hours on Friday the 18th of September. What if you drew a line and said, right, I am now going to redefine a new set of beliefs. I'm going to approach this differently. In the past, it hasn't worked for me, these beliefs. I need to redefine my beliefs and start differently. That's me done. I've been speaking for a long time today, and I'm ready to go and see my kids. Hopefully you have a great evening, and I'll see if I can squeeze a live in tomorrow while I'm teaching, either in the morning or in the afternoon. If these are useful, give me a shout out, and I'm more than happy to share a few ideas with you as well. Dr. Rose signing out. Have a great